Hello and welcome to this evening's yoga session. So just standing with your feet hip width apart at the top of your mat, just bringing your hands into a prayer position over your heart center and just take a couple of deep breaths in. So inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Just let your shoulders drop down and away. And we're going to gently soften your knees and inhale, extend through your arms, palms together and really reach. And as you exhale, clasp your hands back behind you and open through your chest, rolling your shoulders back and down. As you exhale, hinging forward from your hips, tucking in the crown of the head, relaxing the shoulders and the jaw. Slowly releasing your hands either side of your feet and fold. Inhale, hands to shins and lengthen through your spine. So bring a flat back extension. Exhale, fold. Stepping back into downward dog, hips up and back. Space between your shoulders and your ears. And gently floating forwards into a plank position, coming down onto your knees. Exhale, lower to the ground. Inhale, lift and squeeze, rolling the shoulders. Just make sure you're squeezing the buttocks to protect your lower back. And exhale, child pose. Just sit back into your heels and stretch. Deep breath in, and as you exhale, pushing back into downward dog, lifting your hips up and back. Bending your knees and stepping your feet back into the center. Still hip width apart as you exhale, fold. Soften your knees and inhale, rising all the way back up to standing. And exhale, release your hands back into heart center. Good. And again, soften your knees and inhale, rise. Exhale, clasping your hands back behind you and open through your chest, rolling the shoulders. Exhale, soften your knees and hinging forwards and down, tucking the crown of the head. Extending those arms just where you can. If it's intense on the back of the legs, just keep a slight bend in your knees. Releasing your hands either side as you fold. Inhale, hands to shins and lengthen, dropping the shoulders back. Exhale, fold forwards and down. Stepping back into downward dog, hips up and back. Floating forwards into your plank, shoulders over the wrists. And again, just coming down onto your knees, control. Shoulders over the wrists as you exhale, lower to the ground. Squeeze the buttocks as you inhale, lift and roll. Exhale, push back into child pose. So sit back into your heels and stretch through. Deep breath in, and as you exhale, pushing back into downward dog, lifting your hips. Bending your knees and stepping your feet back into the center. Exhale and fold. Soften knees and inhale, rise. We're just going to do this one more time through. So again, just releasing those hands into prayer position over your heart center. Take a deep breath in as you inhale, extend. Really enjoy that breath. And exhale, clasping your hands back behind you and open through the chest, rolling the shoulders. Soften the knees as you exhale and fold again, tucking in the head. Releasing your hands either side of your feet as you fold. Inhale, hands to shins and lengthen your spine. Roll the shoulders back. Deepen that breath in and exhale, fold forwards and down. Stepping back into downward dog, hips up and back. Floating forwards into plank, shoulders over the wrists. So if you want to, you can either stay on your knees or you can be in full plank. If you're doing that, just come down halfway. And as you inhale, see if you can keep your knees off the ground and come up into up dog. Take a nice deep breath into that stretch and exhale, child pose. So coming down onto your knees and sit your hips back, tucking in the crown of the head, relax the shoulders and the jaw. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, pushing back into downward dog, lifting those hips. Bending your knees and stepping your feet back into the center. Exhale and fold. Soften knees, inhale, rising all the way back up to standing. And exhale, bring your hands over the heart center again, back into this position. Wonderful. So we're going to change this just slightly. You can either keep your feet hip width apart, or if you want more, you can bring your feet together. So hands are over your heart center again, just sinking down into your legs. Lift through the chest and sit your weight back into the heel. So you should be able to wiggle your toes from there. That's how you'll know. And also just check that one knee isn't further forward than the other. So keeping the knees nice and level. Lift through the chest. And you might feel this working into your back when we extend our arms overhead. Now, if that's too uncomfortable on your back, just bring the arms a little bit wider. Or if you're more comfortable here, especially if you've got a shoulder injury at all, then just bringing your hands back into your heart space. So just take a couple of deep breaths and just retract those shoulders back as much as you can. Drawing the belly button towards the spine. So it's called intense pose for a reason. Just take a couple of deep breaths here. And on your next exhale, we're going to hinge forwards and down. Relax the shoulders and the jaw. And see if you can step your right foot back into a lunge. Just dropping that knee down towards the ground. Right hand on the floor and extend your left arm. You can either look up towards that hand or continue to look down towards the ground. So just breathing into that twist, into that stretch. Nice deep breath and slowly releasing your hands down. Push back into downward dog. Float forwards into a plank position, shoulders over the wrists, and exhale, lower. Inhale into up dog or cobra, really squeeze. And this time straight away into downward dog, so you're lifting those hips up and back, space between your shoulders. And see if you can lift your right leg in the air this time. Squeeze as you lift. Bend the knee, and see if you can sweep that leg through. Planting it down. Now if you can't, just drop the back knee and shove that leg to where you need it to be. Left hand to the ground as you extend your right arm. And just open and twist, looking up towards the ceiling to where you can. Nice deep breaths, feeling that stretch through the legs. It should feel quite nice, especially if you're doing this on an evening. Slowly and gently release. Just picking up your back foot and step your feet back into the center. Big toes and heels are together, folding forwards. Soften through your knees and see if you can reach those arms back up into your intense pose again. So just take a couple of deep breaths here. Roll those shoulders back. Breathe into it. Stay strong in your legs. Stay strong through your body. Staying with that breath. And this time as you exhale, fold forwards and down, tuck in the head. And we're going to step your left foot back into a lunge. So dropping that knee down, and like we did before, left hand to the ground as you extend your right arm, looking up towards that hand as you breathe. Nice deep breaths. And slowly and gently releasing that hand down, push back into downward dog, hips up and back. Looking towards your thighs and gently floating forwards into a plank. So you must make sure you align those shoulders and wrists, knees on or off the ground as we exhale, lower. Inhale into up dog or cobra. It's really strong for the body if you're doing up dog. Exhale back into downward dog. And reaching your left leg high in the air this time. So try and press that right heel towards the ground as you lift the leg. Bend the knee, sweep it through and plant it down on the ground. So your right hand is down on the ground as you extend that left arm. Just looking up towards the ceiling. Try and straighten the back leg, dropping the knee down towards the ground if you want to. Sorry, I got a bit carried away with myself there, didn't I? So you might want to drop that back knee down as you breathe. Wonderful. Slowly and gently releasing your hands back down. We're going to step your back foot in, bring your feet either hip width or together. As you exhale, fold. Soften through your knees and rising up again. So sinking your hips back, rolling the shoulders back and down. Nice deep breaths, and we're going to slowly start to rise up. Squeeze the buttocks into a baby back bend, and exhale, release and clasping those hands back behind you and open through the chest, rolling the shoulders. Wonderful. We're going to come into a little bit of a warrior pose. So coming into a warrior one position, but we're going to use our salutations to keep that heat flowing through the body. So hands in your prayer position, soften knees and inhale, extend. Exhale, hinge forwards and down again, tucking in the crown of the head, relax the shoulders. Now this time you can either step or jump back into downward dog. Float forwards into plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale into up dog or cobra. Good. Exhale back into downward dog. So we're going into our three-legged down dog again. We're going to lift your right leg in the air. And again, just see if you can sweep that leg through and plant it down onto the ground. We're going to drop the back heel and rise up into our warrior one position. Now with warrior one, if you feel any pinching across your back, just step that foot a little bit wider or move this foot over a tiny bit. Try and keep your hips towards the front as much as you can. Extension through your arms, relaxing the shoulders and sink down into the legs. So we want to try and get a 90-degree angle with this front leg and try and keep the back leg straight. Now if it's feeling too intense here, then you might want to come up and out of it a little bit further. So just breathe into this position for now. Try and stay with where you are. Stay with how that feels for you. And on your next breath, we're going to clasp those hands back behind again. So open through the chest as you sink down, lifting your heart center towards the ceiling. Just breathe and hold. Stay nice and strong with it. Wonderful. Slowly and gently, we're going to release those arms back up. Start to hinge forwards over the thigh just for a moment. Just breathe and extend and see if you can lift the back heel. We're going to step the back foot in and come into warrior three. So we're lifting the back leg and extending the arms. Now if it feels more comfortable for you or easier for you, you can reach the arms out wide rather than overhead. But try and lift that back leg and bring your chest parallel to the floor. So nice deep breaths there. Gently release your hands down towards the ground, tuck in the head, still lifting that leg as you breathe. And slowly and gently release that leg back down into your warrior one position, rising back up. And gently releasing the hands. Ooh, step back into downward dog, hips up and back. Just shake those legs off for a moment, just breathing into it, looking towards your thighs. Slowly and gently float forwards into plank. Are you ready? So knees on or off the ground as you exhale, lower. Inhale through into up dog or cobra. Squeeze and lift. Exhale back into downward dog. Okay, left leg then this time. We're going to reach that left leg high, squeeze and hold, breathing into it. And see if you can step that leg through, planting it down. Dropping the back heel and rise up into your warrior one on this side. So sinking down into those legs, stay deep in those legs. Stay deep with your breath and relax those shoulders down away from the ears. So listen to your body throughout each pose and how you move through each pose, especially coming out of the pose, is really important. We're going to release your hands around the back, open through the chest and sink down just a little bit further if you can. So remember, if that's quite intense here, you might want to come up a little bit higher. Just stay with what feels right for you, what feels comfortable. Nice deep breaths. Stay strong with the breath. Stay strong with the body. Sinking down deep into that thigh, you can do this. Wonderful. And we're going to slowly and gently hinge forwards, extending those arms overhead, lifting the back foot, step it in and see if you can hinge from there. So So nice deep breaths. So again, if this feels too much for you today, you can reach your arms out wide instead. Make sure you're hinging forwards, chest parallel to the floor. Try and stay strong through the legs. It's ever so difficult on a fluffy carpet, you know. Slowly releasing your hands down towards the ground. Just try and lift that leg a little bit further. Breathe into it. Good. Slowly and gently releasing that foot back down and rising all the way back up. So sink down into the legs. Breathe and hold. Stay strong with it. Relaxing those shoulders and the jaw. One last deep breath here. And very gently releasing your hands back down. Push back into downward dog. Just hold that position for a moment. So just looking towards your thighs, pressing your heels down towards the ground and breathe. Staying strong in it. Slowly float forwards into plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale through into up dog or cobra, really squeeze. And then coming down on your knees, take your knees nice and wide. Sit back into a well-earned child pose. So just breathe into that child pose. Relax the head down. Take a few nice deep breaths. Wonderful. And slowly rising back up. Lift up into downward dog. Bending your knees and stepping your feet back into the centre. So either hip width apart or together. Exhale, fold. Soften knees and inhale, rising all the way back up to standing. So palms together and squeeze into that baby back bend. So make sure you squeeze your buttocks to protect your lower back. And exhale, release, clasping your hands back behind you and open through your chest. Wonderful. I'm just going to spin my mat around, so you can either stay where you are or you can move your mat to match mine. Just checking that's going to fit in this position. I think it might just about. So we're going to step with our feet, we're going to step our feet nice and wide and turn your right toes towards the right wall, turn your left heel out. And just keeping not too wide a stance with this. The legs are straight and your extension through your arms. We're going to push away into triangle pose. So we're going to reach, 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 and then releasing the hand down and extending this top arm. And you're trying to press this hip up, keeping your legs as straight as you can. But if it feels too intense in the hamstring, then just softening through that knee. And you can either look up towards the top hand or look down towards the ground. So whatever feels most comfortable for you, but keep trying to press this hip away and feeling that extension there through your body. So nice deep breaths here. Try and stay strong with that breath. We've got a little bit of a sequence to do on this one. So I hope that you like it. Just breathe and hold there. Staying strong with the breath. Okay, very slowly and gently. We're going to rise back up. Inhale, reach all the way back. And as you exhale, like a cartwheel, we're going to revolve, looking back behind us. So you're placing this time your left hand down on the leg or the ground wherever you can reach, and your right arm is here. So you should be facing away from me now to do this. Nice deep breaths. Try and revolve as far as you possibly can. Staying strong through your legs. Use that breath for stamina. And slowly releasing both your hands down, either onto the thigh or onto the ground. And just bringing the nose down towards the knee for a moment. Relax the shoulders and the jaw as much as you can. Good. And then slowly from there, we're just going to pick up the back heel. Drop the knee to the ground and inhale, rise. So palms together and squeeze, arching through your back as you lift. Bring your heart centre up towards the ceiling, squeezing the buttock to protect your lower back. Take a nice deep breath in here, and as you exhale, we're going to straighten the front leg. Bring your hands down towards the ground and your nose down towards the knee. Wonderful. Slowly and gently rising back up. Lift and place that foot back down. This time as you come up, you might just want to widen the stance, extending the arm overhead and drop the hip down. You're just resting that elbow onto the thigh, coming into an extended warrior pose. Now if you want more from your extended warrior, you can reach down towards the ground and drop the hip down with you as you lift up and out. So keep it strong. And if you want more, you can wrap the arm around the back. You can even see if you can feed the arms through the centre and looking up towards the ceiling. So stay with what feels right for you today. Good, and just taking one last deep breath there as we slowly release and rising all the way back up to standing. Wonderful. Okay, we're going to swap over legs. So walk your feet back in a little way. Turn the left toes towards the left wall. Turn the right heel out and toes in, and extension through the arms. So try and draw the shoulder blades together. Legs nice and straight. You're going to push that hip away. Releasing the fingertips down and extension through this arm. So just reaching up, pressing that hip away to where you can. Nice deep breaths. Stay strong with the breath. Stay strong with that length through your body as much as you can. And again, you can either look up towards the top hand or look down towards the ground. Just going with whatever feels best for you today. What feels good, what feels right. One last deep breath. And very slowly, just softening through that knee as you rise all the way up. And as you exhale, like a cartwheel, we're going to revolve. So you're looking away from me now, looking towards the back wall. So the hand can either be on the shin or the ankle or on the ground. And just rotate to where you can. Breathe into it. Feel that stretch, feel that twist. Now, if you're struggling with this, you can use blocks or something to lift you up a little bit higher if that feels too intense. Always stay with where your comfort zone is. Do not push yourself further than your capability. Taking one last deep breath and slowly releasing both the hands down. So your hands can either be over the ankle, or you can reach the ground, and just bringing the nose down towards the knee, relaxing the shoulders and the jaw. So just stay here for a moment. Nice deep breaths. Relax that upper body, relax your jaw. And slowly and gently, we're just going to drop that back knee down towards the ground. Lift and extend, so we're bringing the arms up, pressing those hips forwards as you arch through your back, squeezing the buttock on the back leg to protect your lower back. Nice deep breaths, really enjoy that stretch. Taking one last deep breath and slowly and gently straightening through that leg, hands come down, bringing the nose down towards the knee. Relax and breathe. Stay with it. Fabulous. On your next breath, we're gently going to come up, lift that back heel, press the elbow down and extend the arm overhead. So sinking down through your body, lifting through your chest and breathe. Stay strong in that position for a moment. And if you want more, you can reach down towards the ground, but make sure that your hip isn't up here if you're doing that. So make sure your hip manages to come down with you. And if you want more, you can reach around the back, reach underneath, leaning back and looking up. So it might be different one side to the other, so go with how that feels. Stay strong with it, breathe and hold. Relax your toes as well. Fabulous. Slowly and gently release from there. Push yourself up off the thigh and rise. Well done. Bring your toes in, heels out. And we're just going to hinge forwards for a moment from your hips. Relax the shoulders and the jaw and just stay here for a moment. Nice deep breaths. If you want to, you can hold your elbows as you tuck in the head. Good. One last deep breath there and slowly release. Walking your feet back into the centre. And just see if you can sit down into your legs just for a moment. So just stay in this Hindi squat, just lift and lengthen, breathe and hold. Stay strong with it. Sorry, my candle keeps catching my eye over there. Thought it was going a bit mad. Take one last deep breath here and slowly rise all the way up, palms together and squeeze. And exhale, clasping your hands back behind you and open through your chest, rolling those shoulders. Okay, well done. Right then, so from this position now, we're going to come into a standing position in a balance. So you've got your feet just hip width apart, and we're going to just take your right foot into tree pose. So you've got your feet either toes touching the ground, halfway up, or a little bit higher. Now, depending on what kind of trousers you've got on, sometimes it can be difficult for your foot to stay there. But just try and find a position that works for you today and just lengthen. So we're not going to do anything more with this balance, but this, okay? So see if we can use our drishti, that point of focus now. So just find a spot on the ground in front of you that isn't going to move. Make sure it's not a ladybird or anything. I taught a class the other day, and the room I was in, it had loads of ladybirds in for some reason. They're crawling all over our mats and everything. It's very interesting. That's it. So just find that focus now. Find that stillness. We've done a lot of movement. So now we're just finding a space to be still. To just relax the shoulders, lengthen the spine, hold the position. Nice deep breaths. Slowly and gently just releasing that leg back down, just placing both your feet on the ground just for a moment. Just breathe. If you want to release your arms a little bit, taking them around the back and just open through the chest. Take those deep breaths. Fabulous. And we're going to swap over sides. So we're going to place ourselves into tree pose, either low, halfway, or all the way. And just be aware of what your supporting knee is doing, just making sure it's not twisting in any direction. And just try and stabilise yourself in this position now. So you can keep a softness in the supporting knee. Rolling the shoulders back, just breathe and hold there. Stay strong with it. And just taking some deep breaths now. So just bring yourself into a place. Ooh. Now, I will say, I don't know how you're doing at home, but you might find that one side you're a bit more stable than the other. So just be aware of which side it is. So our left side represents more our emotional side and our spiritual, our physical and our emotional and our spiritual side. And on the right side is more focused around our mental and our physical side. Sorry, I didn't really explain that very well, did I? So that is, the right side is the masculine, so more mental and physical, and on the left side is our feminine, which is more the emotional and the spiritual. So which side is feeling difficult for you to balance with right now? And that might give you a key as to which aspects of yourself that you might want to work with today or work on today. Okay. So just take another deep breath here and slowly releasing that foot down. So both feet on the ground now, and just feel that difference. Extend through your body, squeeze the buttocks, just a little baby back bend here, and exhale, release and clasp your hands back behind you. So really open through the chest, rolling those shoulders back and down. Wonderful. I'm just going to spin the mat back around now. So we're coming down towards the ground for this next part of the class. If I can get my mat to go where I want it to go, that would be good. Okay, so just standing at the top of your mat, feet are hip width apart and hands into the prayer position again. So this time we're going to inhale, extend through the arms, and as you exhale, hinging forwards and down, just fold all the way. Relax the shoulders and the jaw. Inhale, hands to shins and lengthen through your spine. And exhale, fold forwards. Let that breath go. Stepping or jumping back into downward dog. So hips up and back, space between your shoulders and your ears. And gently floating forward into plank. So come down onto your knees if you want to, or stay in full plank as we exhale lower. Inhale through into up dog or cobra. Good. And exhale, just add a little child pose for now. You can take the knees wide for that if you want to. So especially after we've just been doing lots of balance work, you may find that your lower back can get a little bit tense. And very gently pushing back into downward dog. So we're going to come into pigeon pose from this position. So see if you can lift your right leg in the air, pressing that left heel down towards the ground. Bend the knee and just open that hip up a little bit. Breathe and open. And as you exhale, bring that leg through and plant it down onto the ground. And just sliding that back leg to where you can, walking your hands back towards you and lift for your chest. So you're squeezing the buttock on the back leg, just allowing your hips to sink down towards the ground. So just stay here for a moment now. So you should feel a stretch through the buttock here and the hip flexor there. Now, if you've been joining me for yoga at any point previously, you'll know that we do work with this pose quite often. It's great for the psoas muscles, quite a deep muscle that is around the hip flexor. One that doesn't always get a great stretch, to be fair. Rolling the shoulders back. Now, if you want more from this pose, you can pick up your left leg and take a hold of the foot. But if that's pulling you out of the pose, then don't do it. You want to be able to still get your hips around to the front, lengthen through your chest. And if you want even more, you can extend through the arm and lift. Good. So just listening to your body, sinking down deep into the body where you can. Take one last deep breath here, and slowly you might want to release your back foot for this and fold yourself down towards the ground. Tuck the forehead down and relax your shoulders and your jaw. And just breathe. Wonderful. Slowly walking your hands back in, and we're just going to sit down on your right hip, both legs at 90 degrees, right hand behind you, and see if you can lift your hips up, squeeze and open through the body. Nice deep breaths. And very gently lowering your hips back down and push back down into downward dog. That was a lot of downs I just said, wasn't it? Float forwards into a plank position, knees on or off the ground as you exhale lower. Inhale through into up dog or cobra. Squeeze and lift. And this time exhale straight back into downward dog. So left leg this time, we're going to lift high in the air, pressing your right heel down towards the ground. See if you can bend that leg and open the hip to where you can. Nice deep breaths. And gently draw that leg in and lay it down on the ground and just sliding that leg back. Walking your hands in and rolling the shoulders. So really just try and let those hips sink down towards the ground as much as you can. Nice deep breaths. So we really want to try and open the heart center here as we sink down, staying strong within. Really let those legs sink. Breathe and hold. I thought a spider or something just crawled over my arm, but it was actually my wristband. See if again you can take a hold of that back leg, slide in the knee back and lift for the chest. And again, if you want more from that, then reach and sink down. Just breathe, allowing yourself to get deeper and deeper into this pose. But you want to make sure that you're not sitting on the buttock, so keep that gap there. If you need to grab a bolster or something underneath, then you can. One last deep breath and slowly and gently release. Extend your arms down, forehead towards the ground if you possibly can. Just try and relax into it, relax your jaw, relax your body down. One last deep breath here. And very gently walking your hands back up. We're going to sit down onto the left hip. Both legs at 90 degrees, left hand behind, squeeze and lift your hips up towards the ceiling. So just breathe and hold. Making sure that your shoulder and your wrist are aligned. Very slowly and very gently, releasing yourself back down. Okay, just bring your legs out and in front. And we're just going to do a little bit of abdominal work, so coming into boat pose on this particular one. So we're going to lift through your chest, sit back and extend through your legs and just releasing the arms either side. Now you can either, if that's intense for you, keep your feet down on the ground halfway, or you can extend the legs fully as you lift the chest. So just breathe and hold in this position. But just make sure you're not arching through your back like this. So keep your back nice and tall. Drop those shoulders down. You might shake it a little bit on this from all of the other stuff that you've done. That's perfectly normal, but we want it to be all in here. A nice deep breaths, work and hold. Have you had enough yet? Oh, and your next breath, slowly and gently releasing those feet down. I'm going to come forward just a little way because now you're going to roll down and lay down on the ground. And that should feel very good, like you earned it. We're going to bring your knees in towards your chest, give them a little squeeze and just rock around in any direction. Just loosen up any tension that may have accumulated in your lower back there. Nice and deep breaths. And we're going to add just a very simple basic twist to this now. So you may have done this before if you've worked with me before. Extending your arms, dropping your knees one way and your head the other way, and just breathing into your back. So feeling that stretch all down the back here. You might feel it quite nice across the shoulders as well. Just let your legs fall to wherever they naturally go. Try and let them relax. Take a few deep breaths. And on your next breath, we're going to inhale, bring your knees back through to center, and exhale the other way, turning your head. And just notice the difference again on each side, how that feels. How does it feel down the side of the body? How does it feel in your back? And slowly and gently bringing your knees back through to center. And just set up your feet hip width apart, arms by your side. We're going to peel your pelvis up off the ground, clasp your hands underneath and walk your shoulders under. So this is just coming into a bridge, but we want to really work through the back of the body. So really squeezing the buttocks to drive the hips up towards the ceiling, rolling the shoulders down and try and tuck the chin down as well to lengthen the back of your neck. Now you can stay here if this is enough for you. If you want more, you can release the hands, extend the arms overhead, placing your fingertips on top of your shoulders. Just make sure that your hair does not get in the way. And gently pushing through your hands and your feet and lifting your hips. So just breathe and hold there to where you can. And slowly and gently lower down. Rest yourself down and bring your knees back in. And just rocking around again, loosening up that tension as you go. Wonderful, and back the other way. Okay, so we're just going to hold happy baby from this position. So take a hold of the soles of the feet, reach them up towards the ceiling and bring your knees down towards the armpits. And just hold in that position. Breathing into where you can feel it. Relaxing the back of the head down. If you want to, you can have a little play with it by extending the legs a little bit more or bending the legs deeper if you want to. So choose what feels good for you, what feels like a nice stretch for you. You can even rock around a little bit, massaging your lower back into the ground. Just relax. Slowly and gently release and shake everything off and gently lower down towards the ground. Wonderful. So just take a moment, just lie down here. Just relax. Relax everything completely. You might want to bring your knees together and your feet wide as you just rest for a moment. Real deep breaths. Good. And then slowly take a hold of one knee with both hands. Extend the other leg. You're going to rock forward and back and come up to sitting. And just face in the front with your legs out and in front. And just see if you can inhale, extend. And exhale, hinge forwards and down. Now, don't worry about how far you go with that. If you can only go to about here, then stay there. Do not force yourself to go any further. If you can extend further and you want to reach towards your toes, then you can, but do not force it. Relax the shoulders and the jaw, tucking the head down and breathe. And just take a few moments here, just in your breath. Feeling that stretch. Allowing your upper body to become heavy. Wonderful. And slowly rising up. Just one last thing, hands back behind you, bending one leg and just lifting your hips up and rolling those shoulders back and down. Nice deep breaths. And very slowly and gently just lowering back down, and you can bring yourself lay down on the ground. So just lying down, one vertebra at a time. Now you can either completely straighten your legs and just lie completely flat, or you can bend at your knees, bringing your knees together, arms just by your side. Or if you want to place your hands around anywhere on your body, you can. But just try and relax for a moment now. So we're just going to close the eyes, relax your shoulders and your jaw. So just staying in Shavasana, in the corpse pose, and just really focusing on your breathing right now. So we're just going to take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale deeply through your mouth. Continue to breathe in this way. As you do, just scan through your body of where you are holding on to tightness. Inhale. Exhale. Continue on. And now we're going to take a deep breath in for a count of 4. Hold for 4. And breathe out for 4. And again, nice deep breath in for 4. Hold. And breathe out. A few more breaths like this. Continue on. Four more times. Two more times. One more time. Just allow your breathing to go back to the natural, normal breath now. And just scan through your body for how you're feeling. Where are you holding on to tension? Try and be completely aware of where the tension is within your body. And just taking your breath to that area now. So breathe into it. Breathe that life-giving force into that place in your body. And as you exhale, just feel that place begin to relax. Try to consciously relax those areas of your body using your breathing. It could be somewhere within your legs, maybe your hips or your back. It might be your shoulders or your arms or your hands. It may even be if you are feeling like you're frowning, if you're scrunching the muscles up in your face. Maybe you're clenching your jaw. Maybe you're clenching around your back or the buttocks. Just noticing, are your feet relaxed? And just take a few moments now to try and consciously relax your whole body. Really becoming aware of the areas that you are holding on to tension. Just acknowledge that it's there. And see what you can do using your breathing to allow yourself to relax further. Full awareness of where you're holding on to tension in your body. And when your whole body feels completely calm and quiet and deeply relaxed, see if you can relax mentally as well. So you can use the same technique with your breathing. So imagine that you're breathing into your mind right now. And as you exhale, as you breathe out, breathe away any thoughts that are coming to disturb you. This may take some practice and some time. Anytime you do get distracted by your thoughts, just see it as an opportunity for something to work on. Don't allow yourself to be discouraged. Just be aware. Right now, using your breathing, you're just aware of your thoughts, but knowing that with each exhale, you can just let them go. Just for now. And just take a couple more deep breaths here. Knowing now that your whole body is deeply relaxed, mentally and physically. take a moment right now to set yourself a sankalpa, a resolve, something that you wish to manifest in your life right now, or maybe a mantra that you can use to empower your day. Just a simple sentence. State this clearly to yourself now with complete feeling and awareness 3 times. Wonderful. And now just taking some deep breaths once more, inhaling and exhaling completely. And just start to move and stretch your body in any way you want. Just reawakening yourself, bring yourself back into the room. If you want to stretch out a little bit more as well, so you want to bring your legs up and just rock around in any direction. And when you feel ready, you can slowly bring yourself up to sitting, just taking your time. There is absolutely no hurry. When you're there, just sitting up nice and tall. Wonderful. Now, if you do want to stay in Shavasana and in the meditation for a little bit longer, then please do. You can always pause this video and go back to it. See if you can inhale now. If you are finished for the day, bring your hands down as you exhale. Namaste. Well done.